Here we are, guys. Here we are. It's warm. It's very warm. But that's just the world we live in, and it's just going to get warmer every year. How's it going, everyone? How's it going? So, there is a concert outside. So I don't know whether or not that's getting picked up on the audio or whether it's all fine. I had to turn down the gain slightly, so hopefully it's just picking up me. I know that's what you guys want to hear, understandably. There's a lot of cheering back there, and I presume that's for me. It's been a minute, guys. Yeah, I mean, I suppose a week constitutes as a minute. How's it going, everyone? Dandadan, am I right? It's crazy that the 1 week I'm dragged away kicking and screaming is the week where shit happens in the manga, right? And it's like, that's fucking typical, man. Honestly, it was a lot of work, obviously, right? It was just work, really. So it wasn't really a leisure thing. I wouldn't constitute it as a break. In fact, I'd constitute it as exhausting. But hey, that's fine. That's life, actually, isn't it? The loud. I'll turn up the mic a little bit, but if this, can everybody else hear me? Okay, guys, everybody else can hear me properly. It's just I don't want to make the mic too loud because then I'll pick up a lot of the background noise. Yeah, we all good? Sick. Awesome. My only advice beyond that, guys, is just turn up your volume. Tough titties. Oh, right. Okay. So support was unfairly thrown onto the pyre there. So we've got another psycho. Well done, Eric. Well done. Very proud of you. It happens, JMO. No worries, my guy. No worries, big dog. But yes, right. So we're probably gonna do the anime first, guys. Because I mean that's kind of the thing. We've only got it for a while. So we need to make it count. All right. And yeah. So that's really what we should be focusing on, I think. In fact, I believe I'm correct in saying that there are a couple of people in the chat right now who are about to progress over to the next stage of the little profile pictures, the badges, right? I think it's Zuma. I think it's Zuma next, guys. You know, I did see the impact frames, Eric. I did see them on the Discord. By the way, guys, anybody who's not there already, link in the description below to my Patreon. Join as a free member and you'll get access to the Discord. It's honestly, it's the best place on the internet for Dandadan and all kinds of stuff. Honestly, all kinds of things, really. The plane trip was pretty horrendous, Serpo, if I'm completely honest with you. You know? How about doing the manga and the anime on Friday? Well, I'm doing them both today because I missed the previous ones, but I'm gonna keep doing the Monday and then the Thursday streams because it's it's timely, guys. People want to hear about it and talk about it when it's actually occurring. Oh my god. Ask him about LOL. Don't even get me started. I blanked that from my memory. I was trying to enjoy my day, in all honesty. Yes, pretty dreadful stuff, all in all. Pretty dreadful stuff. I'm not gonna... Maybe I'll talk about it... maybe I'll talk about it at the end. Maybe I'll talk about that at the end. But until then, no goddamn way. So, yeah, the episode. What did everybody think? What did everybody think? I mean, I had already seen it because we're still in that period of time where we're in the movie. Compile the saga. I would love and hate to see that. I'm in the throes of hay fever right now, so I apologize. Oh wow. I can only presume that those gift memberships were for me clearing my nose. So thank you, Blissy. That's amazing. Genuinely so generous, guys. Anybody who does anything in regards to anything paid with the channel is always so optional, everybody, but it is always appreciated. Genuinely incredible stuff. So thank you. I still don't know how to respond to it, if I'm completely honest. You know? It's always a tangent as well, isn't it? It's always a tangent. Yes. No, I hear what you mean, Glow. Honestly, I'm excited to just get to the really new stuff, right? Because I can only presume that the week following the end of the Evil Eye movie episode content is going to be the one with the back of the car thing. So I'm excited for that. I'm not really sicky poos, my guy. I'm just have the hay fever. Just have the hay fever snizzles, you know? But yeah, no, waiting a week is a pain. It's hot as shit, guys. It's really warm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you, Tarantado. That's the same thing there as well. You don't think that... No, you're right. The car won't be in episode 4. You're quite right. I think it will be in episode 5. You're absolutely right, Nachan. Obviously, the other thing will be in episode 4, though. Which I think that'll be the end. That'll be the end of that episode. Will be that moment, and then it will move on to the one afterward. I'm glad to see that you enjoyed episode 2. Oh, hi, tech guy. AG. I'll call you AG. I'm glad that you caught me live, dude. That's amazing. Yeah, it is good. The ending of that episode is outstanding, my dude. It is so good. It's the perfect place. It's the perfect place to end it. Yeah, no. I'm glad that you're here. Look, for the record, everybody, I stream every Monday. Typically, every Monday at 9:30 UK time. So that's BST or GMT, depending on when that is. I'd convert that for you to American time. I just don't know what they are. I think it's 2 p.m. Pacific. Maybe. But yeah, and then I'm also doing every Thursday at the same time, 9:30 on UK time, for the duration of season 2, right? So if you want to know how to keep up with the streams, just like Blissy's just said there in the comments, best place to be, my dude. Join the Discord. It's incredible people. Even just not just to keep up with the streams, right? That's just one reason to be there. Everybody there is incredibly kind, generous, so good. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member. Gets you access to the Discord link. Yeah, the episodes do feel very quick, but I just feel like that's because they're always so tightly written, right? Like all of this is the thing with Dandadan, I find, right? It just is always moving, right? It never meanders for too long. And it's to a point where I think that it could actually stand to meander a little bit more on things, right? It's those moments where it lets itself breathe that it gets really creative. I think is some of the most interesting, actually. The departures from the manga, it's kind of a weird situation because in a lot of ways the best stuff that's in the episodes can be the newer stuff as well, right? That's some of the most interesting stuff. But at the same time, you don't want to drift too far from the source material, right? I'm telling you, AG, join the Discord, man. Where like 3 rereads is low tier, honestly. Unless you're afraid of the addiction to this literature, in which case stay away, because it will make it way worse for you. Want to gatekeep the anime? No way. I enjoy the mass appeal of this kind of content, if I'm completely honest with you. I think that everybody should know about the genius that is Dandadan. Genuinely, it's good enough that it shouldn't be kept away from the general public. Sorry, I'm just messing with my white balance. The Evil Eye backstory. It is very good. Like I was just saying, right? I find that the stuff that Science Saru add here is some of the more interesting stuff, right? Like, okay, so obviously the hair is a new thing, right? Like the growing hair. There seems to be, right, with Dandadan, something that Science Saru specifically are doing is I feel that they okay, so if you think about yokai, right? If you think about yokai specifically, like, you know, as it is interpreted and seen in Japan, one thing that is quite a common through line with a lot of yokai backstories and what determines that the stuff that Japanese people find interesting, I suppose, when it comes to the mythology, is time, right? The idea that the longer that something is dead or stagnant or something like that, it kind of thins over time, right? And that makes it less human and less alive and less of its actual normal self, right? So as time goes on, something loses that aspect of its original humanity and becomes more and more ghost-like, right? There is an aspect of that kind of in yokai lore just generally. And this is something that I think Science Saru are really quite attached to in their interpretation of yokai. If you think about Turbo Granny, and I know that she already had really long hair in the manga, but they made a very clear point with the Akira Silky backstory to show us her hair and it growing over time, right? The idea that her hair was growing over time as she was more and more of a ghost, and she was slowly losing that aspect of her humanity across time as well. And they've kind of done the same thing with the Evil Eye as well. Not just to demonstrate that time is passing, because hair grows as time passes, right? And it's a good way of showing us that he's been this way for a long time. But it shows us that more and more, as time passes and passes, he loses that original connection to his original form, right? Of being that boy. And it's really interesting that they use that as a way of connecting with other people. Because the Evil Eye, to me, it's not just anger. Because anger is interesting, but it's kind of the baseline, right? It kind of feels more like the expression of something. The core of the Evil Eye, from my reading of it, is despair, right? It's despair, and that's a lot of this arc. Despair is the complete rejection in a lot of ways of purpose and meaning and hope completely, and love, all of it just gone. The notion that you can give up completely on these things that are so core to the human experience that it can, in the case of the Tsuchinoko, thematically speaking, drive people to kill themselves, right? That's what the Tsuchinoko does, essentially. It makes you see no reason in being alive. It puts you in a state of such despair that you try to kill yourself, right? And in the same way, the Evil Eye, as a consequence of his parents dying and him being left alone and watching the world unable to interact with it, and time, as it just erodes, like it washes away. It's like washing away a cliff face, right? Over time, it just erodes until whatever was there, the defining features on the surface are gone. They're just adrift in the ocean in particles. That's kind of what he is. And it's through the strands of hair that he connects with other people and takes on their despair. Now, one person feeling the despair of themselves, their own existence, is enough. But also then feeling and carrying the weight of all these other people's despair, right? And taking that on and being the vessel through which they will get their, what you could consider to be vengeance on, not on anyone specifically, on existence, right? Because that is what it is. It's the rejection of not just hope towards someone or something. It's the rejection of hope and purpose and meaning at all in life. It's complete despair in everything. To kill yourself, right? And this is the thing with it, and this is what's really important to know about, and this is why this topic is when it's so often minimized, it comes from a lack of proper comprehension of what you're talking about. Suicide is the complete lack of capacity to see meaning, purpose, hope in anything, to the point where nothing is preferable to anything, something or anything. That's what he does. He carries that in him, and it is through just the nature of existence that one feels despair. So he, through the strands of hair, connects with all these other people, takes on their despair, and that is his curse, right? And that's why all of his powers come from a collectivity, like this collectiveness in despair. A web, yes, that it feels like binding and drawing from all of these people and all of their pain and suffering, and that is where he gets his abilities. The ball that he uses for his powers, that is a collective harnessed power of despair, and that's what he uses to inflict pain and suffering on others. Because if they felt that, then why should anybody feel anything but that? Why should anybody have the right? The people who facilitated, in his mind, the world, the people who facilitated a world in which people like him and all of those people could suffer in such a way, uses that as a tool for hurting the world that caused that to happen. It's almost a circular logic in a way. And this is another reason that I feel this is the perfect arc, really. The perfect arc for Momo and Okarun's affections to flourish into something more, right? That's what this arc is. That's why they make such moves and such understanding, and they see each other, because the antidote to that, to having no reason to go on, is seeing and having a reason, right? Like, I think that we're all fine with spoilers here for the season, right? You have 5 seconds, guys. 5 seconds to quickly say in the chat that you don't want spoilers, all right? Because I'm going to just do some spoilers. All right, if somebody said, you know what, I'll just do a fucking poll. Screw it. There you go. But the episode's great. The episode's great. I honestly, it's fantastic. I think that the backstories of the yokai are some of the most interesting stuff. Some of the most interesting stuff in Dandadan. Honestly, I absolutely adore its take on pain. Because it just feels like this whole series is laced with such empathy for people who it's laced with such empathy for people who have had none given to them in life, right? And I think that it trickles into every single aspect of the series, and I think that's what makes it so special, and that's what makes everything so cohesive in a way. And I think that's really interesting. I think that's one of the more interesting aspects outside of just Momo and Okarun. But even then, you could say that they are just that they are the stepping stones that come after someone being seen, right? Yeah, I get you about the people not. I my thing is AG, right? When it comes to people not really comprehending some of the deeper aspects of the series, my belief, right? My belief isn't necessarily that you need to sit here and have this conversation like I do with you guys, because that's my interest is in deconstructing this kind of stuff, right? It always has been. It's something that I've enjoyed doing for so long. I love analyzing things that I like. Sounds really nerdy when you say it like that, but hey, it's just how it is. But most people, when they watch this stuff or experience this stuff, they may not realize that they're taking these things in, but they do, and that's just good writing, right? You absorb it and internalize it in a way that you don't even need to fully comprehend it or understand it, but you do feel it. And that's the beauty of good writing, guys. That's the beauty of quality writing, is that it makes you not need to deconstruct why you feel something, you just feel it. The themes are so tightly knit together that you can just sit and you can experience it and you can kind of just get it, you know? I think that's what's really good about Dandadan, in a way that a lot of anime isn't. A lot of anime I've seen isn't. Chaotic beauty, exactly. There's a reason that I chose that as a term. It's within the lack of understanding that this stuff is really incredible. That's where it actually paints its tapestry the best, right? It's within not understanding why these things are done, because if we were all able to just sit here and just go, oh, I like the way that he immediately set this up to do this, it's like you already know where it's going, so it doesn't really work. It doesn't hit the same, right? Yeah, no. Well, that's another thing as well, isn't it? It's like the idea that they don't even know who he is even worse. Right. Okay. We're fine with spoilers. So I'll finish my tirade and we can talk about this properly. So, yes. So, the Cursed House arc is obviously really steeped in this notion of despair and suffering and pain and purposelessness in existence, right? Like that is what it is. But that's why all of the Momo and Okarun stuff works and flourishes so well, because it contrasts itself thematically from everything around it. The eye and everything to do with the evil eye and the Tsuchinoko, it's all built around this idea of there not being a reason to go on. They find a reason, and that's each other, right? And it pushes them to do more, to be more. In this story, that's what it is about, right? Like, Okarun, the reason that he is able to, and again, spoiler alert, guys, in pretty sure the next episode, beat the eye, he defeats the eye, is because he pushes past what he's capable of because of the fact that he threatens Momo, right? That's his reason to push past his boundaries and to do more and be more. And that is the opposite of despair, right? That's literally the opposite. It's to be more alive than you've been ever at any point, because you have a reason to be more alive, to go past your limitations, right? Is to not be defeated by the thing that's literally beating you down, and to push through for a reason, for a purpose, for a hope, for a love. That's what it is. And that's why it works so well. And Momo, when she runs to save Okarun, she's ready to throw herself into the volcano lava to save him, right? What the hell, man? That is literal, like, that's how far she's willing to go. And that's not for I don't have a reason to go on. It's because that is my reason. That is the reason. He is her reason to go on. And she's willing to do whatever it is that it would take to protect that. Right? And I think that's incredible. And they take steps towards each other and understand that about each other because of that. And I think that's what makes this whole arc work so well, man. Like, it's perfect in its conception. And it's just really well put together, in my opinion. You know? Yeah, no, yeah, exactly, AG. Definitely. And that's the point of it. That's what makes this arc so good. And that's why the whole angle of despair, I think, is really interesting. It's really sad, but it's really interesting, especially because it's so obviously deeply entwined with Japanese society, right? But yes, anyway, back to the yokai thing, right? Obviously, his hair grows over time, and he becomes less him and more this feeling, and that's what's the core of yokai, and I think that's what separates them from the aliens. The aliens, in a lot of ways, are more driven by a requirement, right? Tangible things. We want power through the through Okaruns downstairs, right? They want power through that, or they want to take over the planet, right? All of these things are tangible things that are, in a lot of ways, just incredibly commercial or power driven. But the essence, the core of a yokai, is the opposite of that. They're just human, and the core essence of the human experience is feeling. It's not logic or reason. It's emotion, expression, and in understanding that, it helps you to understand the yokai a little bit better, because over time, the last thing that disappears for them is the feeling, right? For Acro Silky, she forgets who she was. She forgets what happened to her, and she forgets even her daughter. The reason for any of these feelings in the first place, and all that's left is that feeling alone, right? Of just pure sorrow and loss. And that's what drives her. That's what drives her to do awful things as well, which is even worse, is that something so pure in the beginning is desecrated into something awful, right? In the same way, the Evil Eye, he originated, he wanted to help other people. And over time, who he was, where he came from, that first person, it doesn't matter. All that's left is despair. And in the same way that the world hurt these people, he wants to hurt them back as revenge for the way that he fears, the way that he despairs. And that's terrible, but that's kind of what he is. And I mean, that is the essence of the yokai in Dandadan, isn't it? They just become a feeling, an absolutely just broken feeling, which is really sad, but it is also incredibly powerful. It's incredibly powerful to watch that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dandadan is just fantastic when it comes to any characters, especially the yokai. I mean, Gigi looks outstanding, right? Like, Gigi's done a good job. He's a good kid. Gigi's a good kid, and I'm glad to see. I'll tell you what, guys. Right? I've noticed a noticeable uptick in the amount of people watching the Gigi video. You guys, you know, like, you're getting it now. Now you understand. Now you understand, right? I was just ahead of the curve. All right, I don't care. Hell no. It's massively uptick. I knew it. I knew it. I hope all those Gigi haters. I hope all those Gigi haters learn a thing or two. All right, about what we stand for here. God damn it. God damn it. All right, in this house, on this channel, we respect the boy, Gigi. Yeah, he's a silly guy, but so what? I'm a silly guy. Aight? Yeah, exactly, AG. Exactly. Yeah, everybody gets it. Look at us. Honestly, like, it feels like at times that this is, see, two people doing, he did the thing, he did the pose, and it's like, it feels like at times this is one of those instances where maybe we've gone too far as a community. It's just like yeah, I know, Tarantado, I know, my dude, I know, it's crazy. You won't catch me doing that. I'll be on the floor saying ouchie, owie, 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 my hand. Ooh, I really hurt myself. Can we just stop? Time out. Time out. That glass went right through my hand. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it's gonna get infected. I need to wash it. Somebody. You know? I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. I hear you, average Bears fan. Do I pull it out or leave it in? Pull it out or leave it in? What is that? Is that a fucking Family Guy? Did you just make me do a Family Guy reference on my channel? Right, we're shutting it down. We're shutting it down, everyone. No, we did a Family Guy reference. That's it. That's it. We've officially hit a low point. Yeah. Now I've outed myself as someone who's seen it. Yeah, well, obviously, Jenny. It's just his hand, but it's like I'd still probably I'd probably cry. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it. Although I did slice open my finger at a week before Crimbo, back there, and I got a neat little scar from it. So, and I didn't cry either. So take that. What do you think? He also got a slice across his little eye. Hi, Brand. What's going on, dude? What's bonking? What's bonking, guys? Yeah, exactly. We respect Gigi here, guys. We respect Gigi here. Alright? I ain't having no Gigi slander. The colour. What colour? You mean the yellow, like the color of the Mongolian deathworm? Shut up, Blissy. I'm gonna fucking do what I like. All right. Everybody start saying what's bonking, please, please. I'm begging you. Hell yeah, no work. We don't work here, chat. Chat, we don't work here. All right, let's see. I love the opening to this, guys. I love the opening to this anime. Sorry, I'm watching it in the corner so that we can keep stuff going. Yeah, how horrifying colors. Oh yeah, no, I remember watching the after thingy interview. I mean, like, I think that the well, I mean, I'm honestly, one of my favorite things about the fact that it's an anime and that I can do some analysis of that, generally speaking, is the ability to talk about the colors. Obviously, when purple contrasts really well with yellow and with red, right? Like, the three of those colors contrast really, really well. And as a consequence of that, it feels like a tug of war. The whole thing feels like one big tug of war for to win, right? And when Okarun steps in, and it feels like it's his will against the will of the evil eye, right? And the flashing colors, they encase the entire room in red and then purple, red and then purple. The flashing against each other, there's a conflict to the nature of the colors, right? Not just in contrast, but in the way that they flash on screen, right? It's violent, and it feels like a tug of war for dominance of the situation. And it's not just of the situation; it's two different ideological perspectives, right? At play, you've got someone who wants to see everything burn, and somebody who wants to save the one person that he cares about, right? Everything about them is at odds, but it also reflects the way that Okarun, up until now, has kind of viewed Gigi as an external threat too, right? That's at the heart of this whole thing as well. And what is the antidote to that way that he's feeling? What is the way of overcoming that? Is by accepting the fact that this guy is actually his friend, and he is doing it to save people. Even somebody who, up until recently, he didn't really care for, right? Because he's able to overcome that, because Okarun's the best. He's an absolute top tier guy. He's an S+ tier individual. You know, as you already know. Come on, guys. You just need to say what's bonking. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably watch the whole season all the way through as well. Candy corn word. No, but I suppose I would say that the way that color is used, oh yeah, you have to link that one, Blissy, in the Discord. By the way, guys, if you want to rewatch the Okarun video, in fact, guys, it might be the right time. It might be the right time for a Discord exclusive GG video viewing. You can watch that with us all at the same time, guys. If you jump into the Discord, Patreon link in the description, join as a free member. That's free. Free is always good. When is free not good? Join as a free member and you'll get access to the Discord. It's the best place on the internet for Dandadan. Everybody's saying it. I've been reading about it. I was reading this article. I won't tell you which one. But they said that the Safety Zone Rookie Discord is the best place on the internet for Dandadan. They said that, and you can trust them. They're a journalist. When have they ever lied? This has to be on. Yeah, this is very recently after he met Okarun. So those feelings that Okarun had are very raw still, right? Like the feelings that he has are very raw towards Gigi. It's been a complete 360 like fucking in this entire period of time, right? And it's a lot. It's a lot, and Okarun overcoming those things shows that he is ready to not, I guess, project his own insecurities onto this guy, because at the end of the day, it's Momo's friend, and he's become his friend, and Gigi saved them earlier. It's like, what else is there to say? You know? What else is there to say? We've not done the Gigi video yet. We stopped on the Cursed House arc video. Honestly, guys, I've been thinking recently, due to the success of that last video that went up, the OP analysis video, where I basically just glazed the OP for 20 minutes. Since the success of that, I've been thinking about maybe making some more smaller videos. I've got another one in mind that I could probably get done in a week. Just kicking around up here at the moment. I might get on making that, just because I really want to capitalize to the best of my ability on the popularity of Dandadan right now. Those are the kind of videos that grow the community. So I've got some ideas kicking around. You know? I actually watched it on Crunchyroll. I almost called it Crunchy Nut again, guys. I'm not even joking. I almost called it Crunchy Nut again. Oh my god, no! Fuck, god damn it. Crunchyroll. I watched it on Crunchyroll, so I don't actually know what it is in the UK, but I don't trust Netflix's rankings anyway. This is something that is Netflix see the value in anime, right? Netflix see the value in anime, and they have been going hard on the anime scene. So algorithmically, I don't trust that they, like when they say top in UK or top in wherever, I don't trust that they're not being very liberal or using an internal top definition in order to push stuff. So I don't tend to follow their rankings for anything. You know, like it's just marketing. It's all marketing. Not to say that it's not the top. In my mind, it's number one, but that's why I just don't know it off the top of the dome. You know, the minute that I got onto that plane the other day, it was in here. It was in here. Okay, AG, but you should jump in the Discord, man. You should jump in the Discord. Kylan, so those the emojis are for people who are members, who have been gifted a membership or have purchased a membership. And you know, you're all special to me, guys, right? I love you all equally, but those of you who are paying for memberships, donating memberships, thank you. Again, thank you a lot. I can't express how important that is to me. It really makes this worth doing, right? Because the streams make no real ad revenue, and you know, getting the donation. It's not that I wouldn't do it if it weren't. It's just it helps to kind of like justify doing this over videos or something like that. You know, it helps to kind of make it helps me to feel more comfortable taking longer on a video, because it means that we can jump on this together, and as a consequence of that, as a consequence of jumping on this together, we're able to you know, stay in touch more frequently, guys. I never see you guys anymore. So yes, it helps a lot with that. But again, also, if anybody can't afford it, do not push yourself. Absolutely big no-no. All right, so JMO, don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it. Nobody feel obligated ever. I mean that genuinely. Like I said, you're all my special snowflake. All right, each one of you is my special snowflake. Just don't worry about it, okay? Just as a reminder. But anyway, that's how they use the thingies in chat. Thank you, Tarantado. He knows what's good. You know what? I'll pin that for you for a while. So there you go. You can have that pinned for a bit. You earned that, kid. You earned that. Anyway. Yes, so join the Discord. But I've got a few different ideas for videos kicking about in the old dome right now. That might be my first chat pin, actually. That might be my first chat pin. Yeah. I am generous. I'm generous in You got it. Yeah, about that, Serpo. We'll have the chat, dude. We'll have the chat about that. Anyway, so I'm just gonna, as I did last time, guys, and I know that we're nearly an hour in anyway, and we haven't really started going through the episode in any real capacity. I still don't fully know the best way to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to go through more or less a loose kind of timeline of the episode. It's open on my other screen. Obviously, I can't show you it, the amount of hoops that people jump through, by the way. The amount of hoops that people jump through so that they can air the episode and then they can just film themselves going like, no way, dude. Is like, makes me want to like scream, man. Like, who's watching it? Who's watching this? It's like they reverse it and they make it like transparent, and then they also like put two of them or put them in little boxes or something. It's like, what the hell, my dude? Why are you doing that? It is, you know what I mean, guys. Go watch it yourselves. Go actually support the. Go and actually support the show. All right, like that's the main thing. Or if you want more Dandadan, then people need to. Then people need to support Dandadan, right? It's just like they'll either just overreact to every little detail, or these reactors about it, or they'll just sit there and go, no way. And it's like, yeah, all right. Anyway, that was a personal pet peeve. I apologize. Rokuro Serpo. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to go loosely through the episode. So, I really like that Science Saru added in this stuff with Okarun using his Turbo Granny powers at the beginning, because also Okarun's jacked now. He's just jacked already, right? But I just think that it makes a lot of sense, right? Like why would he not be using his powers to overpower Gigi? And it really like, I suppose it stops the environment from getting too bland. Because one of the big problems, right? One of the biggest problems that I had with, and I think I spoke about this last week, one of the biggest problems that I had with last season was in the Serpo arc, right? In the Serpo arc, the whole green thing was weird. And I think that I would have preferred that it weren't there. I think that was, and this is what I mean when I say that the use of color, I think that the use of color is perhaps more sophisticated, is a bit more sophisticated than, what are you all talking about, by the way? What are you guys talking about? I can't send you to Hyper, but I will. The hell are you talking about? The Serpos, what do you mean? Right. Okay. Anyway. I think that the use of the green palette as a kind of almost non-diegetic element was just weird. It didn't need to be all green. It didn't really serve a purpose outside of constantly reminding us of the Serpo aliens being the bad guy. Now I hear you, but I do need to stay on top of chat just a bit, guys. You know, or otherwise it's just me talking at the screen, all right? And then I wouldn't need to stream it. I would just turn it into a video. I'll tell you what, if I did that, I'd get more views, all right? So think about that. Hi, Zeko. Anyway, point is that the green wasn't very sophisticated. That's okay, support. That's okay. But here, I think that a lot of the reason that they chose to go this route was so that they could access that red element to Okarun as well, because it contrasts so well with the yellow. Also, the fact that he's trying to rip his jaw off is pretty metal, I'm going to be honest with you. And it doesn't, and there's a lot more depth to the color as well. It's not just an overlay. Like, you can tell where the light source is in the screen, in the scene, as opposed to it just being like an overlay, which is what it felt like during the Serpo arc, you know. And seeing, and even the way that they've done Okarun's powers, it feels a lot more intimidating and threatening, and also generally more interesting because of the fact that it's so it glows, right? It glows. Even look, even his, I can't really. Right, so let me show you, actually. Let me just show you real quick. All right, of course I can't. Of course I can't. Anyway, my point is that there's a I could probably take stills, to be honest. No, I can't. Can't even take stills on that thing. They've all got a... So Netflix and Crunchyroll all have a anti-piracy thingy where if you try to take a screenshot of it, it just goes black. Anyway, but even Okarun's glasses, right? And this is what's really important, and this is the sophistication that I'm talking about in the way... Understanding not just the way that color works, but the way that lighting works in a scene. If you think about the Serpo arc, it's all very flat still, right? But here, because the light is coming from a specific source, which is the Mongolian deathworm, the yellow light, when it bleeds through the window, not only do you get a lot of shadows cast around the room, but also Okarun's glasses reflect the light as well. And it just adds a glow to his face. It helps draw you to the subject in the scene. And the red around his face contrasts so clearly against his glasses. Yeah, the hardware acceleration I think you're referring to, Brand. It makes it run weird at times. But yeah. Anyway, the way that the color works and in the scene is more intelligently placed, in my opinion. Yeah, the red is very vibrant, but it feels it stops the scene from being too boring. Just for your eyes to watch, it becomes more interesting to engage with, and I think that is a more sophisticated usage of color in the season. You know, a sophisticated, and it feels like I'm shitting on season 1. I'm not. Like, season 1 is brilliant, but that is the area that I think that it needed the most work. Like when they're fighting the oh my god, oh my god, what was the episode 2 monster? The black and white one. Oh, the Flatswood monster. That's it. When they're fighting that, it just goes black and white, right? And I understand from a production point of view. It's much simpler to work with just simple flat colors than it is to work with an actual diegetic source. But this is more interesting and it's more engaging. The most sophisticated that it got in season 1 was the first episode with the Turbo Granny powers coming through the phone and absorbing the room and stuff. But even that didn't feel quite like realistic in the way that the lights were fighting against each other, right? But when Okarun and Gigi, the Evil Eye, collide at the end of the episode, that feels like a very a much more comprehensive usage of colors for the exact same effect, just better. Now, I can only presume that they possibly have a bit more budget, maybe, because the first season was such a success. But this is definitely a consequence of the new director, who obviously is quite an advocate for this kind of filming. You know? Alright, Kylan, no worries, dude. Also, Gigi's a G. He's the best. I like the way that throughout the episode they splice in the Evil Eye as a boy, right? And his hair growing and stuff over time. It's almost like it's on the horizon the whole time, right? Or that's him, Abel Gongora. Yes, quite right. Quite right, Tarantado. It feels like it's just on the horizon. I mean, I'm looking at the scene between I'm looking at the scene here where Gigi first rolls up to his house and he sees his parents, hanging from the balcony, you can see that whilst there's this yellow kind of light that's engulfing them, showing that they're under the Tsuchinoko's control. He is in purple, or he is shrouded somewhat in purple, and it's almost like a like an aberration in a camera, right? That's the kind of level of subtlety that it has, just to show that he's protected from it, from its influence. Also, he fully does not check on his dad. He doesn't even check on his dad. He just leaves him. He fell on his face, too. He fell on his goddamn face. He doesn't even check him. He doesn't even check him, though. Oh my god, dude. Favoritism. This is... I told you. Nah, don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Gigi's dad is a D tier character at best. Lands on his face. Turbo Granny takes the stab as well. How many more times can this old lady who says that she doesn't like these people end up saving them, right? And you laughed again. I know you did. I know that you did, because I did as well. I did as well. That scene is forever ruined. But because of where we're at in the manga, I know that this is true. Who's on stage right now? It must be someone good, because they're going crazy over there. But anyway, she saves him. She saves her again. And that's Turbo Granny to a T. She pretends that she doesn't care, but she super does. And I love the scene, like the bit of her pulling the glass out as well. They're going for it. But yeah, no, so Gigi's an absolute GG. He gets stabbed up. He gets stabbed up real bad. I do really like what they did with the evil eye. It's like he's working his way into Gigi's mind over the course of the episode. Right? He's really providing himself as the solution as well to all of the pain and the difficulty that he's going through. You see when he grabs them and he's just running through the hallway as the worm is just smashing stuff up. He's so cool. Gigi's a badass. He's a badass, man. He's a badass. He's absolutely killing it. Oh yeah, well, the music is absolutely killer. The music is absolutely killer. It always is. I'm looking forward to hearing more from it. You know? But I think Dandadan is really involved in its music, you know? It's not like an afterthought. I think that music for music for it is very important to Dandadan just generally. That's why it's so central to so many plot points, right? You know, the Hayashi band, the Ombudsman arc, and then Rin as well. It's just very important to it all. Yeah, no, the evil eye is as malicious as it gets, even though it's. I mean, like again, the whole concept of it is horrific, because in being abused and being sacrificed, chewed up and spat out for a reason, the evil eye found its purpose, which was to kill all humans. But in doing that, it also wants to sacrifice someone as a consequence, right? Like the boy, the evil eye, the original evil eye, just wanted to play, right? That was his whole bag, is that he just wanted to play, right? And that was disregarded and never actualized, because they had something else in mind for him, to sacrifice him for a purpose. a purpose that's cruel, and a purpose that creates pain, and is ultimately found in exploitation for power. And in the same way, the evil eye just wants to do the same to Gigi. It's in accepting that he wants to play, that he wants to take the time to play. That's all he wants, an earnest desire to play with this boy who's had nobody. That the evil eye exploits that and does the same thing to Gigi. It's interesting to see that kind of cycle, I think, as well. And it's very subtle, but it is incredibly malicious in the way that it works. It wants him to see him. He needs to be seen. You know, like he throughout his whole life was unseen, and his power, his awful corrupt power is within the completion of that mission. And I find that it's a little ironic, if I'm using the term in the actual correct definition, is a little bit ironic that in order to reach the potential that he needed to reach, he needed to find somebody who would have it in him to give this kid the time of day. You have to find one person who disproves your entire thesis about the way that the world is, in order to double down on that and to become and to possess him, which is pretty messed up, you know. With his butt. No, it's like a football though, isn't it? It's like how he played football with It's like how he played football with Okarun, isn't it? Like honestly, every single part of the Cursed House arc, it leads up to something, even the small stuff, right? And that's why it is, in my opinion, the best arc. Yeah, I'm really hoping that the Evil Eye and Gigi actually get like a moment in the future, you know? Because it does feel like they need to actually progress that soon. Because it keeps coming back up, you know? Like more than half of the manga now has been it's been like in some way related to the Evil Eye. Oof. All the banana syrup went to the bottom of that. That's horrible. I still love this OP. I'm not gonna glaze the OP anymore, but go watch the video and you get all your answers for that. God damn, it is warm in here, gamers. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think that we have covered most of this. The backstory is really wonderfully done here. The backstory is really wonderfully done. No, I suppose they don't defeat it exactly, but I think that they'll be happy with the resolution of it in the Evil Eye arc, as opposed to the Cursed House one. Because I think that the resolution is really interesting, right? I think it would have been really disappointing, generally speaking, if they had ended up with a finality to the Evil Eye kind of thing, because the kid deserves a chance to see the world a little bit, and regardless of how you view it, it is nice that it's not just. Well, I mean, Ira gave Akra Silky what she needed in the end, didn't she? And what the Evil Eye deserves is a chance to see the world and be part of it, rather than just watching it and having a life that is outside of it. You know, there's that purity again of purpose that just gets distorted and damaged by the world, and it's not really fair that that's something that should be his entire experience of existence, right? And it is really interesting as well, just generally speaking. It is really interesting to watch the backstory of the Evil Eye, because he's obviously showing Gigi what he wants him to see, right? He is manipulating him, but it's not true, right? It is sad, which is a testament to Gigi, really, that's all that you needed to see is the truth, presumably, to feel compassion, you know? I mean, it's interesting as well, right, that in this flashback that we see with the Evil Eye when he's a boy, he's dancing. There are only two colors, really, that are used in his cage. One of them is yellow, the yellow light that's coming through from the sun, which looks just like the Tsuchinoko's colors. And then at night, the color of the moonlight is the purple that he embodies going forward. Despair. Both are different shades of despair, really, you know. One of them is he was trapped in that cage. He was trapped in that cage literally because of the Tsuchinoko, and then he's also forever going to be trapped in that cage by what he is going to become, right? It's pretty... They really don't shy away either from showing you some pretty messed up stuff in this anime. In a lot of ways, this is a more visceral scene because of the fact that you can see it. Like, you can see things set fire, and when he's charred to a corpse, it's like it's a direct cut from where we just were. It's horrible, man. And they didn't need to add the crows, did they? Damn, man. I am looking forward to the Evil Eye arc, right? Like, the Evil Eye arc is like, it's kind of like a sequel to like of the themes of this one, but I do think that there is more of an element of I know the oh look he's wiggling bit was so messed up. That was so messed up. I do like that the Evil Eye arc is kind of like, it is a continuation of everything that they're doing here. Of everything that they're doing here with this one, but also it feels like the Evil Eye arc takes a completely different perspective on it, right? I do like what they did with his hair in this. Like I said, I think it's all to do with just time, right? And it also kind of looks more like he's becoming more of an animal, you know? Yeah, I was also surprised that they added it into the anime as well, to be honest. Like, I'm surprised that they go as visceral as they do. To be honest, I underestimated even that they would show Okarun trying to kill himself, to be honest, because I thought that they added in the Turbo Granny stuff as a way of avoiding that. But they just decided, now we'll just do it, and we'll do that, and we'll add some more on top, like an extra helping of it. It's like, what? Okay, all right. I don't remember him trying to rip his head off in the in the goddamn manga, but okay, I'm here for it. Let's go. You know? My nice weekly reminder that the Ketos are pieces of shit. Big fan of that. And you see this bit where, like, he possesses or merges with the boy. So good. It's so good. I'm so glad that they did it in that style, because it is absurd, you know. I also like Momo trying to rip him off the bat. He's like, get off. Get off of him. They also do a really good job here. They also do a really, really good job with making Gigi come across as absolutely unhinged. By the way, he does seem pretty like he's too into it. That's like, it feels like obviously something's not right, because we know where this leads. But in the manga, it kind of felt like just compassion. But in this, he seems like it's like, can you slow the fuck down for a minute so we can talk about this? He's like, no, I need to go right now. It's like, bro, we're supposed to be in this together. What are you doing? Like for them, he just on a dime switched. On a dime, he was like, oh, I've got to go down actually. It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He's just like, no, he's been suffering the whole time. Let's go. It's like, where you going? He looks crazy. He looks like a crazy man. And everyone's like, what the hell is happening? It's frantic as hell. I love Momo and Turbo Granny is a hell of a combo, by the way. I love that combo. Oh, man, I love Turbo Granny so much. There's another reason that the Cursed House arc absolutely slaps, is because there is Turbo Granny in it, and a lot of her. She's always just hanging around. It's great. The visual of all the houses stacked on top of each other is also excellent. And the hair that's just spread across the room, it looks like cobwebs. Right? No offense, Blissy. It looks like webs. It's so sad. But yeah, then the Tsushinoko flesh. No, come on. It's kind of like it's fine. You're kind of the community's Turbo Granny. You know? But she's got the phlegm on her face, and she's just like, what the hell? Get it off. It's like they just, I bet they had so much fun animating her, just generally speaking. And then obviously Gigi gets got. It's very sad, because it's his compassion that's used against him, and that is so manipulative. Oh, that thing that nobody has ever given me, empathy and compassion, thanks for giving it me. By the way, psych. Taking your body now, idiot. Taking your CGI body. That is strange, isn't it? That his body is all CGI at this point. I guess they really wanted to get across the 3D-ness of it. Yeah. Yeah, Turbo Granny is really cute in these episodes. I think that they want to double down on her a bit, because she doesn't have a lot of screen time, really, in Season 1, I feel. Not as much to justify the thingy. Not as much to thingy. And then obviously this again with the lighting, it's not just the purple that starts to take over the room or whatever. It's literally the defeating an excision of the Tsuchinoko from the room that stops the yellow from overtaking it. And then as it becomes clear and he turns and his third eye is open, the room becomes purple, symbolizing that he is now the dominant power in the room, right? And that is why I say that it's like a tug of war. This whole thing is like a battle for dominance, for to be the one with the power. And it's really interesting to see how they made it work. Even the teal on Momo's powers kind of have a glow to them, right? In the same way that the red kind of contrasted against the yellow on Okarun's face. It all works so well. This is really just a perfect kind of... The whole thing, the whole scene is very, very perfect, you know? I know. I know the phlegm. She's just like trying to get it off. She looks like Winnie the Pooh or something with honey. Oh yeah, he just gets his head back. That's crazy. Oh, you see this stuff with the, you know the bit where oh yeah, here when the cursed house is entrapping Momo and the evil eye, and he says that in this cursed house the deep grudges of all the murdered will reject everything, and that's what I mean by despair, right? Is the rejection of all life, meaning, purpose, because that is the truest form of despair. And that's how I know. That's how I know that that's not just me projecting what I want to see or what I want to think about what it is. That's me knowing that that is the intention of it. And that's what makes it so good, is that you're able to understand that and glean it from it. And then also you can tell the minute that, and I remember seeing this in a bunch of other stuff, but the one that sticks out in my mind is the Naruto versus Sasuke fight in the Valley of the End, the first one in the original Naruto series. The quality of the drawings drops dramatically, presumably because the animation is rotoscoped from actual movements. But that's how you know you're about to get fire, right? Because the way that he moves when he's kicking around this ball is amazing. And all the impact frames, they look so goddamn good. It's so intimidating. And in your mind, you don't necessarily register what you're seeing, but you can tell, right? It just adds so much power to all the movements and the actions. They absolutely killed it with this. They absolutely killed it with it. Because at the end of the day, it's not even Gigi that's in there. It's just his form. So when he hits the ball and he lights up into this like almost ghost-like form, you can see that it's just not him. He's just the vessel for whatever the hell that is, right? It just looks so good, and you have to think that they in the meeting rooms regarding this, they had reasons for doing it, how they decided to do it, right? They would have storyboarded all of this, so there's definitely, this is not the kind of series where they don't think about that, is my point. Which is very cool, you know. Man, I love Turbo Granny so much. She's such a good companion character. And she's like, by the way, Momo, he's definitely not on your side. It's so good, man. All the impact frames look amazing. Damn. Oh, that's sick. It looks like a skull, actually. When he's kicking the ball here, it kind of looks like a skull. Get a picture for it. Get a picture of it. Because I can't screenshot, but I'll send that in the Discord later. Send that in the Discord later, guys. Patreon link in the description. Anybody who's not on the Discord, join as a free patron, and it'll get you access to the Discord. Best place on the internet for Dandadan, guys. Seriously. Amazing people over there. That's where you want to be. I'm telling you, that's where you want to be. But yeah, it looks like a skull. In fact, you can see all the faces in the actual cursed ball when he kicks it. It like lights up. So it's not even just the color. Yeah, he Turbo Granny thinks he's such hot shit, by the way. She's like, what the hell, dude? And then my boy, he jumps in the scene. Oh, so good. So good, man. He shows up when he needs to, man. It doesn't get better than this. It does not get better than this bit. This is as good. Honestly, I know nobody. There's probably nobody. Thumbnail moment. Yeah, I know, right? I edited the crap out of this to make the background really blurred and to make all of the lights and stuff like glow. But you can't beat perfection, which is just this, right? But The I know that there aren't any anime onlys here, right? I don't think there are. I think we're all manga'd up. This is something to cherish, guys, because in my opinion, right, it's not that Dandadan's quality in general ever drops. It doesn't. And I think that the quality of the story is always moving in such a way that it's kind of hard to compare arc to arc, which is better or worse. This, in my opinion, is peak Dandadan. This is as good as it gets. This is brilliant. I love this. It's a very it's the stakes are a bit low on a worldwide kind of like, oh, you know, it's not an alien who's going to invade the world, but it's contained, it's focused, it's personal. I think that the Cursed House arc beats out the Space Globalist arc for me. I think that the Cursed House arc is probably my favorite. I think it does everything. I think it does it perfect. I think that the characters is more focused. I think the characters are more focused on just their personal growth. I think that the struggle between the villain is very, very personal as well. No, I'm not saying that the Space Globalist arc isn't excellent. It is. But the aliens in the Space Globalist arc are just aliens. I don't really care about them. And I do enjoy the fact that all the characters can learn to overcome their insecurities and become stronger because of each other. I love that. But I don't think that each chapter means as much on a very focused scale as it does here. There's a lot of fighting for sure, but I don't think that it's necessarily as tightly woven as this one, right? Everything in the Cursed House arc has dramatic purpose. The enemy is incredibly personal, right? It's Gigi and Okarun and the conflict between them. Not only is that something that we are literally seeing unfold on screen, but that's the underlying theme of the arc. Contrast the contention between two characters across the arc, right? Okarun, he at the beginning of the arc, he comes into contact with Gigi, and he learns not just to consider himself as worthy, but to fight. He chooses, right? Oh my god, right? So this is the beginning of a thing, so get ready, hunker down, all right? Okay, hunker down, all right. So, the beginning of the arc, it starts with Okarun deciding that not only is he worthy, but he's strong enough to try. He's strong enough to fight, right? He is strong enough to fight emotionally for Momo in the face of Gigi, right? And how does the conflict between the Evil Eye and Okarun here in this fight, how does it conclude, right? They begin the battle with him decide that he jumps in because he needs to defend her, right? It doesn't really matter whether or not he thinks he can beat Gigi, just like emotionally at the beginning of the arc, it doesn't matter whether or not he thinks he can win, he just knows that he needs to try, right? And what does he do? He decides to fight. By the point that he steps in between Gigi and Momo at Psycho's house, just like that, he steps in between them here and decides, just like he said back then, he decides that he needs to fight, right? And what does he do? What does he do at the end of this battle? He decides that he's going to start throwing punches, and that's what he does. He steps the hell up, man. He steps the hell up to fight. The emotional journey is wrapped up and follows the physical journey as well, right? And just like the conclusion is the same as well. The conclusion of his whole conflict with Gigi on an emotional scale is that this is his friend. Really, this is someone that he wants to be friends with and someone who has value to him. Why would he want to fight him? He doesn't need to fight him because that's not what Momo would want. She doesn't want them to fight, right? And how does he overcome the eye? At the end, he decides that Gigi is his friend, and that's part of the reason that he's doing this. And I think that's just one aspect, right? Because also, just like Okarun decides and starts to realize and understand that he feels how he feels about Momo, and that he unlocks that way of looking at the world and of looking at her, at the end, she also follows the same journey, just a bit later on down the line, and she sees his value when she thinks that it's too late, and she needs to step up as well. And it culminates, the end of the arc culminates in something so new. It's so good. It's perfect. It's perfect. And then you've got the themes between despair and hope. All of these things are all wrapped up in this very focused story. I do miss Ida. That's my one thing, right? But this story doesn't have space for Ida. There's no room in this story for Ida. In this arc, right? Yeah. This is my favorite. Okay? Now, my second favorite is probably the Space Globalist arc, right? Now, I do hear what JMO's saying in regards to the Damara arc. My only problem is that it has the whole Candy World thing and the weird kind of like tabletop game thing, which I didn't really care that much for, but the ending of that arc really drags it up for me, because everything with Zuma is perfection. Everything with Zuma and his backstory is literal perfection. One day I'll get to that arc, and I'm gonna make it perfect, guys. I'm gonna make it perfect. I'll spend a week on it if I have to, on that one bit. But yeah, no, the lava scene, I hope they do it the right way. I hope they do it the right way, because it needs to have that. It needs to have that franticness underlying there, right? That needs to be her wake up moment. That needs to be her wake up moment. And I hope that it is. I really do hope that it is, because that to me is one of the best scenes. That is one of the best scenes. It rivals the. I think that bit is better than when they hold hands just before they depart here. Right, and it doesn't really this bit in the anime anyway. It doesn't really hit that hard, that handhold that they do the first time. But I don't think it needs to. I think it needs to feel like a moment in a frantic battle that gets past quite quickly, right? Like it does need to pass quite quickly, because if you lingered on that moment for too long, the hug and then the handhold in the back of the car would not hit the exact same way that it needs to, because that needs to feel like a step up, right? In a lot of ways, those moments are just moments. They're not really conscious decisions to jump into something emotionally. It's just like I've said in a bunch of videos, it's the movement of their bodies in a moment of panic, stress. They act before they can even know what it is that they're doing. So it starting, it going, and passing quickly, I think is really important. But it opens the door to feeling that feeling that they want to re-explore later in a conscious, chosen way, right? And that's why the car scene hits so well, because they held hands. They held hands before, but it was out of this idea that this could be it, right? And it's over before it's even started, but they know what it's like. So then later on in the back of the car, the literal opposite context of where they were before, they're in the calm, they're surrounded by safe friends and everything like that, and they choose to do it. instead. Completely different context, but and it's here that it comes from, not just the physical act, not just the movement without realizing what it is, you know. Yeah, it's perfect. This arc is fucking amazing. All right, they're all great. I respect that, but it's hard to get perfection as well as this. In my opinion, this is perfect. This whole arc is perfect. Yeah, you know, it's exciting. It's interesting. You learn a lot about the yokai. You get a really sad backstory, and you get real character progress. Oh, thank you, Moony Purple. I appreciate that. That's very generous of you. Thank you. I'm sorry that you can't watch the streams, or you don't want to. I'm totally happy with that. It's not for everybody. It's very different. It's very unstructured compared to the other stuff. But I appreciate you jumping in to say that. That is very kind of you. If you want to connect with me and everybody else, feel free to join the Discord, and that goes for everybody. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member on my Patreon, and you'll get access to the Discord. Best place on the internet for Dandadan. Also, they keep telling me the flyers that keep coming through my door, just telling me how great the Discord is crazy. I don't know who's doing it, but they're doing God's work. But yeah, so and then it ends on the thumbnail, and then the perfect ED. By the way, guys, don't forget the ED song is out now. That's alright, Moony Purple, no worries. Like I said, if you want to join the Discord, please do. Otherwise, I'm excited to catch you on the next video. Hope that you can make the premieres. I understand having a busy schedule, dude. But yes, right. So we finally done it, guys. We finally made it through. We finally made it through the latest episode. Good for us. We made it through the episode. It's really warm and stuff, so I'm gonna get a drink in just a second. But now the chapter. Actually, before anybody says pomade, I'm gonna do the pomade. If anybody says it, I'm gonna do pomade first, guys. All right. So let me check. Hovering over send. I beat you to it. Thank God. Ain't no way I forgot how to do streamer mode again. Oh, I'm the worst. Oh no. What do we do again? How do I get rid of streaming mode again? Chat. Anybody know how to get rid of streaming mode? Anybody know how to get rid of streamer mode? Chat. Got it. Found it. Found it, chat. Alright. Hold on, my door just went. Just 1 second, gamers. What's good, gamers? Right, so pomade time. I actually think I missed someone last time. I need to write this all down somewhere. It can just be really hard to keep track of it because everybody's always moving around. One minute somebody's subscribed, 1 minute they're not. Why are you not all subscribed, guys? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I appreciate everybody who is or is not subscribed. Genuinely, I do. Genuinely, I do. You're all absolutely wonderful, guys. Absolutely wonderful. Nobody ever feel obliged. It would break my heart to think that you guys felt like you had to be attached to the channel in some way, because you absolutely don't need to be. Half the video. Yeah, to be honest, like there are more people at the highest tier than the second highest tier, guys, and that to me is genuinely so incredible. To have people so dedicated to the channel is literally like such a mystery to me, and it's to the point where I can't really talk about it in any great detail because it'll just make me cry. So I'm not going to talk about it in any great detail, but it's like a surreal thing, right? I can't explain it in outside of that. You know, sometimes I just wake up and I'm just like in awe. I'm just in awe that any of you are doing this at all. So thank you. Anyway, because I'm not joking, I will get upset, so I'm gonna stop. Anyway, right, Yokai Power tier, guys. Yokai Power user tier. Honestly, if there's anything better to call you guys besides that, I'm open to suggestions, right? I just kind of came up with it because I didn't know what to put above Dandadan, right? Anyway, so that's what the hell is this name? I'm just going to use the names that you guys have put down, all right? And if you forget, if you ever come back to this video and you've forgotten who you were at that point in time because you're all freaks, right? That's on you. So, I saw that, Hoops. I saw that. Anyway, that's Alpha Wolf is also a silly guy. Blissy Cat, Burlap Sack, Danny, 5th Gram, Generally Jellies, Hoopster, Inspiring Bootuber, Mother Support, Orbis, 6565, Sarah, Serpo, Tim Kai, Angle, and Zach Not Found. Guys, thank you. I feel like I've already. I feel like I overdo it. I oversay it, but there's no such thing. Genuinely, I can't. You know, I can't express enough how important it is to me. Yeah, we got another. You know, I mean, I appreciate what you. I appreciate that, Jamer. By the way, I saw that you said that. I do appreciate it. It's just hard to conceptualize. Like it's just doesn't matter. Anyway, yes, thanks guys. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to make sure that I can provide as much extra value to you guys as I can. There's just me, though. It can be hard. It can be hard to get stuff out, but it feels like it's there's sirens outside. It's just a feeling that is literally so incomparable to anything else because a lot of my meaning and purpose is all tied up in doing this. It brings a lot to my life. So seeing people kind of like, you know, prepared to support that is you know, great. It means that I can take a bit of time to make sure that these videos are never have to be clickbaity or anything like that, just for views and for revenue, like ad revenue, you know. So anyway, so you guys know how it goes by now. Link is pinned. The link is pinned to the latest chapter, and we are just going to go through it and see what's going on. This is a good chapter, guys. This is a good chapter, guys. Telling you, it's a really good one. So we open from where we were at the end of last week, and there's a bunch of snacks, right? And we see our boy Okarun, all right, and he's just like, by the way, aren't we just kind of like stealing food from the nurse's office? And everyone's like, nah, shut up, it doesn't matter. Kinta is really on. He's energized. He's energized just now, right? He seems to be very in his element right now, or at least kind of like on top of things since the fight against the Kerr. I guess he feels very important. I guess he feels very important and strong. He's like, what, you scared, you idiot? But what if you don't care? What if you don't care? What if you don't care, by the way? If you don't care, you won't be scared, you stupid idiot. Like, he isn't always scared. Manjiro. That's a crazy thing to say, support. I'm sorry, but Manjiro, alright. Hey, what is it? Sky. What's up? What's the matter? What's the matter? You leaving? Okay. Sorry, guys. I tried. She says she doesn't like you guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's really rude of her, actually. She's not really a kind of cat. She's a or a kind of cat. What's the matter, sweetheart? What's the matter? Come here. Come here. I crack open a Coke whenever I like. And it's cold too, man. What? What in that is... What's onomatopoeia? Oh, right, I see. Right. You mean... Oh. Ripping, my dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, hell yeah. I can hear sirens outside. I can only presume that's a good thing. Anyway. So that just happened. So Koki is kind of chilling out with Rin. Must be hard for Rin. Must be hard for Rin to be chatting with her upgrade. It's like an iPhone 4 chatting with with a Galaxy S25. I'm sorry, but she's, you know what I mean? Koki's already made way more of an impression on me than Rin. Rin, you gotta do something. Although she does have a really cute moment with her here, which I do quite like. But anyway, Koki's like, what the hell do I do with this thing? And she's like, don't worry about it, man. Just put three minutes and then dump out the hot water. That is quite sweet. Shut the hell up, Blissey. You are this close to getting a timeout. I can time people out here, by the way. You're this close to getting a timeout for that bullshit. Swear to God. Swear to God. To be fair, right? I'm being harsh. Don't make me time you out, support. Don't tell me what I will and won't do. Anyway. One thing that I actually do, I'm gonna give Rin her fair. I'm gonna be fair to Rin here, guys. I know. Call it Christmas. Christmas in the Rin household, right? This is a good demonstration of why she is the class rep. It feels like she actually does care to be the kind of like she's providing instruction, but there is a degree of comfort and structure to that. Like, she's given her attention and things like that because she is somewhat vulnerable, and I think that you've got to have a bit of an eye for that. Doesn't really explain why she didn't see Okarun's pain when people were literally throwing magnets at his forehead, but whatever. She hadn't been invented at that point. Rink is in the description. Very good. Actually, Blissey is not my moderator here. She's my moderator in the Discord. By the way, guys, Patreon link. Join my Patreon as a free member, and it'll get you access to the Discord. I don't know if we've had any new members in this go of it today. Oh, we have. We have, actually. That's true. She is my producer here. That's true, actually. Oh, we had 2 new members. We've had two new members across this whole stream. That's amazing. Yeah, I think that Koki maybe is just a little bit out of touch with people, right? Like she's clearly a very lonesome individual. Like, in my perspective, like she's got a lot in common with Okarun. I find Koki's situation to be quite tragic. She's very very neglected as an individual, and she's clearly lacking in a lot of kind of social capacities, which is very sad. But anyway, everybody else is having like a proper chat. Manjiro looks way better in the manga than he does in the anime, right? In the anime, they made him a monster. They really went all in with the eyebrow in the fucking anime, didn't they? God damn, by the way. Holy shit. What do you mean, love hearts for Manjiro? I mean, fair enough. Look, I mean, I like his fit, you know? You know, he's got the Bruce Lee jumpsuit on. That's pretty badass, right? Right? So that's pretty sick. Although his has double stripes, not the single stripe that Bruce Lee had. No, I mean, she's fine. She's okay. Like, I mean, like, insofar as like nobody can really be to blame for their own lack of being used in a manga when they are nothing but the end result of how they're written to be, right? I don't know. Look, maybe she'll have... I want her to have a moment, right? I want Rin to have a moment. I do. But I just don't... None of them have really... You know? I'm sorry. I mean, I guess Vamola's not really either. So maybe I'm just biased. Maybe I'm just biased, alright? Anyway. Turns out that Queen Sensei brought him here brought a student to him for an exorcism. I like that there's like clearly an underground network of psychics and stuff kicking around just now. And I like that we're starting to flesh that out a little bit. It does feel like this arc has kind of really demonstrated, like, padded out the world a little bit, you know? Yeah, no, I Vamola, the height of Vamola's bit of coming back, and the emotional heartstrings there, for me, it's hard to beat that. None of Rin's moments for me beat that, right? Do you know what I mean? So it's I mean, this is all still part of the arc, I think. This is all. It's nice that they're having like a minute to just chill the hell out, but this arc is just going on, right? I do think we're in the last leg of it, though. I'm confident to say we are in the last leg of this arc, for sure. Like, maybe a few more months of it, right? Like maybe October, we'll swap to the new arc. Because it does feel like we're in the last leg of it. This feels like we're getting to the climax of the arc, because things are starting to become clearer and clearer, and there's only one last thing to do, really, and that's to round things off. I think that some things are going to be. There needs to be, at the end of this arc, there needs to be a new order established, a new normal. Yeah. Oh, you wish, Nachan. I don't think that there'll be any kiss in this arc. No way. I don't think that there'll be a kiss in this arc. I think that'd be too much. I think that. Well, you know what I think. I think that we'll get Momo's confession. Where'd the music go? And I think Turbo Granny will rejoin the gang. I think Okarun will get his powers back, and I think that Momo will lose hers. I think that Momo will sacrifice her powers in order to protect Okarun. Makes the most sense for the culmination of the arc's themes, in my opinion. And then I think that they'll try to kill Okarun anyway, and then Turbo Granny will show up and save the day. And then I really want to see maybe Okarun and Turbo Granny both sharing her powers simultaneously. That would be so sick. That'd be so cool. Like I know I'm not normally like a kind of like power scaling kind of like, oh, I want to see this fight kind of thing. That would be sick, right? Like Turbo Granny and Okarun fighting CSG, both like sharing her powers. That'd be something else, man. Side by side. Yeah, that'd be side by side. That'd be so cool. Oh my god, man. Can you imagine? Ah, that'd be sick. That would have aura to it, right? Yeah, it's Brand. Oh my god, he said it. Yes, that's really good. He's right. Oh Lord, Brand. Somebody write that down. Somebody write that the hell down right now. Holy shit. Oh my Lord. That's good. Look, we're just talking about the Cursed House arc and how everything is in there for a reason. Right? All of that's in there for a reason. Ain't no way. Nah, I don't think they'll get rid of Turbo Granny because she's the mascot. They can't get rid of her. She's the mascot. She's going to bring in the money. Hey, Yasmin. Discord server link. Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member on the Patreon, and the pinned post on the account, on my Patreon account, is the Discord link. I'm excited for you to join. That's really cool. Everybody there's excellent, as good as it gets. But yeah, I don't remember which. I mean, I don't remember which stream it was. It's probably plenty of streams at this point. But I go over my theories and why I feel it all adds up for Momo to sacrifice her powers, guys. Maybe at some point, guys, we should do a special stream. Maybe we should do a special stream. Maybe when we hit 5K, we'll do a special stream on all of our theories, presuming that we hit 5K before that all comes to fruition, right? But yeah, I mean, Turbo Granny at the end of the manga, I could see her passing on for sure. But whilst we're actually in the manga, no way, no way. I think that after she's been gone for so long, when she's back, she's gonna be like legit back, you know. But yeah, I'm quite excited for that. That thing that you just said, Brand. That thing you said back up there, man. Oh Lord, that's good. That's good. That's one you've just. That's what's gonna happen in my head now. You've activated that as canonical. So thank you. All right. God damn. Somebody give this man a rookie cookie. All right. Somebody hit this man up with a rookie cookie straight out the oven. Anyway, turns out that Manjiro is younger than Queen Sensei. Who'd have thunk it? I know, I love that she kept the Maneki Neko form as well. Oh, it's... yeah, I know. If Tatsu doesn't do it for us, it's like, what did I do? Why did I build all this? You won't even do this for me? I built you this cult, this community, and you won't even do this for me, Tatsu? What the hell? What the hell? Eric, you're hitting out with the server hug, my dude. My lord. Do you know who I am? I can't say that to Tatsu, because then he could say no. Occasionally, I'll see that, Kojima likes or posts something related to Dandadan. I'm like, Kojima Kontaku. Alright, he's my guy. Kojima is legitimately my hero. He's so amazing. And he likes Dandadan, guys. He's one of us. He just doesn't know it yet. So anybody who can get Hideo Kojima, to join the Discord. To join the Discord. Alright. No, he did a huge post about episode 7 when it came out. He did a huge post about episode 7 when it came out. And he posted earlier, he posted what he was listening to, and he was listening to On the Way. Yeah, he's one of us. He's one of us, guys. God damn, we need to... Kojima probably fucking loves Ida. I've seen the way that he writes characters. He loves Ida. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. He's probably gonna cry in the car scene. He's probably gonna cry in the car scene. He's a master. Kojima is he's a genius. He's a genius. Sure, he scans people's feet, but like, geniuses tend to have certain eccentricities, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. No, anybody who gets Kojima to notice me, if anybody can get Kojima to notice me, they will have a boon beyond anything they could imagine in the Discord. They can have whatever they wanted. Alright? I've tried my hardest. I never got further than David Hayter. I got momentarily noticed by David Hayter, but that's it. Alright, Monado, catch ya. What does it matter in the grand scale of genius? It's natural eccentricities. Man, anyway, this isn't a Kojima stream. He's just, David Hayter is the, David Hayter is the voice actor for Solid Snake. You know? We are not doing a karaoke stage. I've made it very clear. Unless we get to 25,000 subscribers. Alright? Then you can forget it. Out of just a Death Stranding analysis. That would take a long time. I have a script for a Metal Gear Solid 5 analysis. Like 10,000 words of one written. It's just never going to see the light of day. It's not that it's bad. It's just it won't fit the broader strategy for the channel anymore. But I tell you what, there's a lot of interesting stuff there. At least I think so. You know, it's but it will never see the light of day. Sorry guys. Sorry guys. Anyway. So we know that Manjiro is 36, and we also know that Queen Sensei is older than 36. I don't know how old that is, how old she is. It could be anything from there onward. But anyway. You're getting too personal. I suppose it must be a Japanese thing, the fact that it strikes a nerve. But anyway. It's very cute that Rin and Koki are just eating cup noodles together. That is actually really cute. I love that. The Danda drought. Yeah, it's gonna come for us. The Danda drought's gonna come for us. The great Danda drought. Oh my god. 2026 is gonna be rough, guys. Alright, if we're still here in 2027, maybe we can watch some Dandadan together, guys. Anyway, Manjiro's all like, anyway, forget about all that crap. You guys are in serious trouble. Because you're under attack. Everyone's chowing down on food. Because someone's forcing a competition to happen using the Kazuka knives to collect yokai powers. We all know who it is at this point. And, yeah, I mean, like I said, we need to see the knives actually be used in order for them to be a threat. And I think that's what we're building up to. I think that Momo's going to lose her powers. I know, Brand is absolutely killing it, by the way. He's got the Employee of the Day award, everyone. I'm going to make Brand Employee of the Week. Everybody, Brand is Employee of the Week, guys. Hi, Woo Channel. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Anybody who's not in the Discord, by the way, guys, I might actually make a roll for that support. That literally brain celled me there. Anyway, Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member. Access to the Discord is through that. It's free. What's better than free? Best place on the internet for Dandadan. Yeah, bonus. Yeah, it comes with a bonus. It comes with 3.5 times your salary. 3.5 times your salary. I am actually thinking that this whole rookie cookie business is actually quite nice. I quite like this. I might start handing out rookie cookies like to people and as a social credit system. So good behavior is rewarded with rookie cookies, as opposed to bad behavior resulting in taxation. I think it's less likely to be abused than the taxation system. Some people used it as a form of protest, which I want to kind of stamp out because what I say goes. So yeah. Do they have a little? I will every single rookie cookie that I hand out, I will provide a piece of fortune advice. I'll provide a piece of advice for. Some of it will be useless. But anyway, Manjiro is now talking about the guild of exorcists that they belong to, and they're investigating the matter. Right, so again, we're getting a lot of world building here. I'll figure out the social credit system, don't worry. I bet there is a Discord bot you could use for that. That's a good idea. You know, if anybody brings to me, whoever brings to me the best solution first, perhaps they'll get a rookie cookie. Who knows? Don't you worry about it, Brand. Do you want to be employee of the week or not? Because it feels like you're kind of trying to talk me out of giving you it. I'm just saying. Anyway. But yeah, so there is a guild of exorcists out there somewhere, and he's also handing drinks and stuff, which is really cute. It's quite nice. It's quite nice that they're all like, they are clearly just kids as well, and some of them are like, there's adults and there's kids, and the adults do treat them like kids. You know, it's easy to forget that they're not just like, because a lot of the time you get just like prodigy children or whatever, like Yagami Light, like Yagami Light, and he's all like, oh, you know, I just have this job where I'm like I work for the police now, hunting down Kira. It's like, bro, you're like 16, bro. What the hell? What you doing that for? You know, like, it's basically an adult. I don't know why you're in high school. I don't know why that's your thing. Or is he in college? Doesn't really matter. Anyway, we also discover in the next panel what was inside of that weapon box that Manjiro gave to Okarun. Also, Okarun's kind of rocking a new haircut here, I find, and I quite like it. I quite like that it's not got like the cowlick thing. Yeah, I didn't think Manjiro was 36. I'm gonna be honest. He's looking good for 36. I kind of respect that he doesn't shave the brow. I feel respect. I respect that he braves the brow. You know, why should he be ashamed of that? Fucking own it. You know? Why not? But anyway, it's a weapon for his self-defense. For the private. Stop calling him private. God damn it. It's because you need a power, right? And it's just a little stick. I love this. I love this. Is this an emote yet? Have we made this an emote? See this whole Okarun looking at the stick with Kinta and is so unimpressed. It's perfect. Yeah, I suspect that this is not a permanent haircut, but I mean, to be honest, his previous haircut when he got blew up by the in the final fight of episode 2, you know. No, I love this emote. This should be an emote in the Discord. It's so unlike Okarun. When have you ever seen him look like that? Yeah, he does forget. You brain celled, guys. It's just a piece of charcoal. It's an ogre club. I don't really know how it works, but I'm sure we'll find out. I'm so curious to see how this works. But I do wonder to what degree we're gonna actually see any kind of training, right? It feels like there are much more pressing things right now than training. right? Like, that can't be a now thing. Surely they need to go to the shrine. I'll tell you what, though, guys. Earlier this week, I got one of those, the onigiri, where it's in the plastic, it was a nightmare to open. Because you kind of like have to open it up around the top, and then you kind of pull them out to the side. Yeah, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Draw a tunnel on the wall. He's gonna go meep. I know. I was sat there in an office of people that I didn't really know. I just met, and I was just trying to muddle my way through this thing, trying to open it, and it just wasn't opening. I was like, in my head, I was just, because I had obviously already read the chapter, I was just like, this is not happening to me. This is not happening to me. God damn it. But it was good. It actually wasn't that good, to be honest. It was kind of mid. I'm just going to say it. Swiss food ain't all that. Expensive and not particularly great. Paper boys can't do it. What a line. I love that line. That could be your catchphrase, guys. Forgot. Paper boys can't do it. Yeah. Well, there's a shop nearby. There's a shop nearby that sells them, and they're really, really good because they've got that kind of furikake sauce seasoning throughout it as well. Delicious. But the ones that I got from in Switzerland was lame. It was lame. I'm sorry, but it was lame. Alright. Okay, people go on about British food like it's like the worst thing on earth, but goddamn. No way. I take fish and chips any day of the goddamn week. Alright? Any day of the week, son. Anyway, then Kinta's all like, by the way, what's Queen Sensei's type? What the hell, by the way? Kinta, stop. That is so creepy. I was kind of the mind that since he got into Vermola, he kind of stopped with this strangeness a little bit, but no. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Anyway, now we're at the main thing. Alright? The nice bit. It's, hold on. I don't care if let's get this bad boy playing. It's beautiful. Right, guys. So, right. This bit. This is the stuff right here. This is the thing that I'm all about, man. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for fucking weeks, for months. Man, I've been waiting for months for just this moment. This is as close as we've been as a community to this goddamn thing, right? As a community, we've not been around any of this yet, and it's so gratifying to see it, to actually see it. I don't know, man. Oh my god, it's so cute. But it reminds you that that's the point of it all. I feel like we're constantly projecting because we're so desperate to see these moments. We're so desperate to see them at this point that it's hard to remember exactly that these moments exist. And this is what draws everybody in. You know, that's what drew me the hell in, right? Like, it wasn't until the end of the Serpo arc, where they kind of give each other that look that I locked in. That's when my brain was like, okay, this is my new obsession. And it wasn't until the end of the Cursed House arc in the back of the car that it triggered my brain, right? And it's so appropriate that in this moment specifically, she's in the back seat of the car, right? It's a reverberation of that moment, and no wonder she's reminded of him, right? Like that is what it is. It's I don't know, man. It's just nice. It reminds me of so many things that have come before. You know, it's hard not to. Like she's looking off into the stars, like in the Damara arc. She's in the back seat of the car, like at the end of the Cursed House arc, and it feels like it's heading towards something, and I don't know that it's going to be a good thing. And this more and more and more, guys, I know that this does not come without sacrifice or something, because everything that we've been through this arc has been a complete victory, and I don't know. I feel like there is something to feel nervous about here. You know, it's like just before Okarun left, at the beginning of all of this, he looked quite he gave her that look that was like it was a look almost that they would never see each other again, right? And as she's here looking off into the stars, and like I said, it's in a lot of ways sort of a reverberation of the Damara arc and the Cursed House arc all together in one. I can't help but feel that something's not right. I mean, even down to Gigi being the interruption for the moment, it's just like that. You know? It's wait, is there some contention here? That was a mistranslation. What's the mistranslation? What I'm seeing here, it says when I'm back to normal, he'll say it, won't he? Right? Is that not right? The Spanish one. Right, I've clearly missed something. Right, okay. No, she wants him to say it, which screams to me, the fact that she's saying this screams to me that she's still not big enough, right? She's still not big enough to even just take an active step and do it. He's already done it. And I think that it's her turn. You know? And I think the thing that's going to make the difference... is that it's going to be a point of conflict. I think she's going to... Like, why should... He's already taken the step and already done what he needed to do. Now she needs to be brave enough, big enough, strong enough to be the one to do it. And I think Momo is inclined to act. I think she's inclined to act as a character more so than just let the moment pass by. Like, she grabbed his hand first in that moment of crisis, and in the back of the car, and when they were walking home, and it's like she hugged him as well. These are all huge moments, and she's done them just subtly, almost, like always with the caveat of it not meaning what it obviously does mean. But when he said what he wanted to say, it was with clarity, you know. It was with certainty that was how he felt. And it's not about the physical act. It's about saying what he wanted to say, what he needed to say in that moment. And I think that if this like if you were to write, I mean, if you were to write, what? No, I don't think that Turbo Granny is going to die. No, she from the purely from the perspective of the actual the brand alone. No, she won't. She's the mascot character. She'll probably get somehow, she'll give up her powers back to Okarun, but she'll do that thing where she's like, oh, it just made the most sense to do that or whatever, without saying, well, you know, whatever. Like, you know, she'll do something. She's gonna have a huge moment at the end of this. I think she's gonna be the deciding factor. I think Momo's gonna get big, sacrifice her powers to save Okarun, and I think that the bad guy will still want to do the bad thing, and then Turbo Granny will show up. And in my heart, I want them to team up against her and to split her powers between Okarun and her. But like the likelihood of that happening is so low because I just made it up. I just made it up. So that's almost certainly not going to happen, that last bit, but the rest of it I think is going to happen. I do wonder though if it's like a monkey's paw kind of situation where, I don't know, there's something really unsettling about the fact that people are forgetting who Momo is, right? Like the idea that she could get big again and people could just forget who she is makes me want to scream. Makes me want to scream. But at a certain point you can't continue a story that way for very long, if that makes sense. It'd be bad if it was just Okarun who forgot who she was, though. I don't think people would stand for that. I know that would stress me the hell out. So I don't want to breathe air into something like that. Fairy, what's going on, dude? Thanks for the dono, my guy. The icon. I'm sure it's mailed. Maybe it got lost on the way. Oh no. I just made it up. Yeah, no, I hear you, Matsu. Don't, Blissy. Don't. Literally don't, because that scares me. That is a scary thing. I can't believe you typed that out. You typed that out and sent that. That is timeout worthy, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. How dare you think that, formulate it into a sentence, type the sentence out, and then send it, and then press go. That's shocking. You know, I think that it's possible that Turbo Granny will die or pass on right at the end of the series, but we don't even know who she is or anything like that. I think maybe, right. So, like, right. Okay. We're just riffing, right? We're just riffing here, guys, okay? Let's riff. All right, let's rap, guys. We've obviously seen aspects of Momo's powers that have returned in this arc. I think that they want to highlight Momo's abilities in order to make it clear that her powers are unique and special, and that as a consequence of that, that means that the bad guy wants them. And I think that that is something that has been proven by some of the dialogue in some of the previous chapters, right, recently. Which is why when they're outside the school gate, she used her powers to suppress their powers, right? There's a reason they showed us that. It's to show us Momo's powers are special, powerful, and a hard counter to yokai, right? They're a hard counter to the yokai and people's auras. And for someone like CSG, that's probably very valuable, right? Okay, that's clear. what else do we know that Momo can do? We know that Momo can look into people and see their history. And through their auras, she can glimpse into their pasts. And we also know that she can transfer people's powers. She can act as a bridge to transfer the powers of a yokai to somebody else. Not saying that this would happen, I don't necessarily think it would, but from a purely if you're just riffing on ideas, it's not impossible. We know that Turbo Granny has a history with CSG. How are we, the audience, likely to digest that and be made aware of that? Are we going to just sit as Turbo Granny goes, oh, and then long ago I met CSG, and that's how we learn about their backstory? Just from someone telling us it? Or is Dandadan not that kind of series? Is Dandadan the kind of series that shows and doesn't tell? Like with Zuma, right? There's a reason that Momo could see that as well, right? And I think that it was Momo's powers that made it so that everybody could, well, that Okarun could see the Brella Boys' history, right? There's a reason she could see it. And I think that, like with Akira Silky, she was the bridge between them, and it's her that was able to let Ida see, that could let Ida see the history of Akira Silky. And maybe it makes sense that it's Momo's powers, because obviously Okarun needs to get his powers back, and that means he needs to get them back from Turbo Granny. And the most logical scenario here, if you're to take all of these elements into account to learn how important Momo's powers are, it's not illogical for that to be the outcome, for her to transfer her powers, the powers from Turbo Granny to Okarun, and for us to also learn her backstory, right? No, I mean, yeah, no, I hear what you mean, Matsu, but like, I mean, I feel like, okay, I mean, I feel like support kind of just jumped in on my thing there, and now she's kind of weirdly taking credit for that. Whatever. That's kind of what I was already saying, so that's crazy that she just jumped in and said that, but like whatever. It's kind of fucked up, but like that's fine, you know. Anyway, I don't think that is I fucking hate what you're doing, Brand, you're not employee of the week anymore. I've decided. Anyway, I fucking despise you all. I hate all of you. You're all the worst people. No, you've done it now because you've set them off. You've set the rest of them off. You are not employee of the week anymore. I'm giving it to somebody else. You could have been the first one. And if this whole thing takes off, I blame you. God damn it. I blame you, man. Can't believe you did this to me. I can't believe that you did this to me, man. Oh my lord. Can you believe it? Anyway, I think that it's still a possibility that this could happen, right? But I don't know that this would happen and then Turbo Granny dies. I just don't think that they're going to kill off Turbo Granny, but she needs to become depowered again. Okarun needs to get her powers back. We need to see how special Momo's powers are. And we need to learn about Turbo Granny's backstory. So I think it just makes sense for something like this to be part of it. Because it would kind of kill multiple birds with a single stone. In my opinion. I think that makes a lot of sense. But I don't know that they would kill off Turbo Granny. Maybe they'll do a Morgana end of Persona 5 thing. Maybe they'll do a fake out. Oh, I'm gonna die, by the way. Actually, I'm super not. I'm just back, but I'm a normal fucking cat now. Yeah, that's what happens, by the way, at the end of Persona 5 support. Fuck you. Screw you, man. Yeah, no, that's what you get. No, she deserved that. I'll do more. Yeah, maybe it's luck. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, point is, Momo's looking off and thinking about Okarun. And that's very sweet. I just want this to be over. Oh my god. I can't take it. I can't take this anymore. It's been so long. You know, I remember months ago, before any of this had happened, they were in the hallway. And Okarun felt, it was just after they defeated the Muse and Koki and stuff, and they were walking in the hallway, and Okarun was like, "Oh, I'm actually super useless," and he waited for everybody else to walk ahead, and he just said it to Momo, and she was like, "Actually, you were super cool, bro," and it's like that moment of them just being together, and it's like there's a vulnerability that they can only have with each other that they can't have with anybody else, to the point where when everybody's walked ahead, that's when they're able to talk on another level. It's just such a real kind of way of relating and talking to someone on a deeper level. And I miss seeing that shit, man. You know, like, I miss them saying, "See you tomorrow." It's as simple as that. I just miss those things. And this is like as close to that as we've had in months. You know? So it's pretty ruthless. It's pretty ruthless. I'd like to get past this now. I'm excited to see where it goes. But this is exactly why, by the way, this is exactly why I don't fucking jump on manga and anime and stuff when it's still being released. This feeling is the worst. I just want to get... Can I have next week, please? Please. Can we just get to next week, please? Can you give me 30 volumes and I will just go through them, and all the weeks I would have been hooked, I'll just dedicate that time to it. Just give me it all now, right? Or something. God, give me next week's chapter. Just give me the rest of this arc's chapter, dude. All right, Tatsu. Can somebody get that to Tatsu, by the way? All right, whoever can get that to Tatsu gets Employee of the Week. All right, because it's going at the moment. There's an Employee of the Week spot going in the Discord. By the way, guys, anybody who's not in the Discord, Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member, and you know, you join the best Dandadan community on the internet. Maybe even become Employee of the Week. You've earned it. Except for Brand. He's not. He's unearned it. Yeah, no, you're right, Blissy. It's a rock and a hard place. To be fair, it is quite nice as well to be week to week, kind of with a little book club. We've got a kind of little book club every week, right? This is like a little group. No support. I won't. I'll do what I like. Frankly, I should time you out for undercutting my theory. By the way, the audacity for you to jump on somebody else's theory midway through and then also accept credit for it is wild to me. That is a wild thing. Yeah, you did. No, you did. Because when Yuri said, "Oh, supports cooking," which is also a crazy statement because it's clear that's what I was already saying. You just nicked all of the context before I could get to the finish line, right? Okay, like, what happened? What happened is I started cooking, right? And I was like, I'm just gonna quickly just hop into. I just really quickly just need to get the door. Someone just knocked, or the mail just came. I need to check something. I've got some letters coming that I care about. Can you just watch this? Just make sure nothing overcooks. Can you just make sure nothing overcooks? And you're like, yeah, don't worry about it. And then Yuri walks in. I don't know what he's doing, like why he isn't already helping. And he's like, oh man, something smells good in here. And then you go, yeah, I'm making something. That's what it is. That's what you did. And then I come back in. I'm like, what's going on? And then Yuri's like, oh, supports cooking something. Yeah, this is actually, I paid for all of these ingredients. I started cooking it. I asked her to watch it. And you are just like, yeah, no, this is my thing that I'm doing. At a certain point, his misunderstanding is more acceptable than yours is because you knew what you were doing. Frankly. You knew what you were doing. Unbelievable. Oh, I'm getting riled up just thinking about it. You could have just said, a normal person in that situation is like, oh, are you cooking something? It's like, no, I'm just watching it while Michael's grabbing something. No, he's like, he's just making something. He's making dinner or whatever. That's what a normal person would do. They'd say, oh, this isn't mine. You didn't. You said, yeah, I'm doing this. This is mine. God damn it. No, it wasn't yours. No, it wasn't yours, support. Do it on your own stream, god damn it. That's it. I'm punishing Brand more for this. Brand's gonna get it now. Screw it. I might also time out Wolf for a week. I don't know. I find that it's more effective. As CSG said, I find that it's more effective to start attacking the people that you're friends with rather than you. Because it hurts more. Which is kind of sweet but kind of sad. See? Look at that. See the panic. Sorry, Wolf bro. I'm sorry that you got caught up in this. I'm sorry you got caught up in this. No, Yuri, you absolutely cannot. Arc. I'm pretty sure it's just been the case from day one. Yeah, see? Anyway. Gigi's just, well, the evil eye Gigi is just chowing down. It's delicious. And he eats all of the food. He's just a little kid. Also, Vamola's there. Not really doing much. Poor Zuma, by the way. Right. I love Gigi in the car. Stingy. Stingy, 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 stingy. Why is he like that? He wasn't like that before the plane. What's going on? Yeah, there's an evil eye inside of Gigi. Yeah, it's like a split personality thing. I love how Vamola's just like, yeah, it's whatever. It's just an evil eye. It's just an evil eye. It's whatever, you know. No, we're still reading the chapter. We're almost done now. But anyway, they get to the shrine, and Momo, tiny Momo, on Psycho's shoulders, like, yeah, we're here. I get to turn back to normal. Except the fucking hammer's been super stolen. It's been super stolen, you idiot. And then they race off in the car. And they leave behind a bunch of mid characters and Zuma. And Zuma's also got Vamola's back on as well. They're just waiting with the bags. And then they say, and then that guy who's I don't know his name, that guy who was at the shrine, is all like, there's been a phantom thief. Guys, there's been a phantom thief. And he's been popping up around here. Stealing national treasures. Like that film, National Treasure. Yeah, no, C tier is literally as mid as it gets. I'm not saying bad, I'm saying mid. Like mid tier. Yeah, he has that one expression, you're right. He's like, no, there's a Jokerun, and he's hanging around. He jumped out of a window and he was like, see ya. No, I'm not calling Zuma mid. Yeah, C tier's kind of bad. It's been a Phantom Thief of Hearts. God damn. See, the Persona crossover's happening. The Persona crossover is happening now. Oh, stop them vamnoling me. Oh my god, a bunch of babies. A bunch of babies. I was too far, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. It's very warm in here. I'm maybe a bit delirious. Original taste with my team. You guys want to hear me drink this? I can drink it really loud if you like. You ready? Are you ready? Grip it and rip it, idiots. Was that off-putting? Did you not hear it? Could you not hear it? I'll do it again. What do you think? Anyway, well, I'm just Nacha. Listen, guys. All right, I'm just hanging out here. Eating some popcorn, drinking some Coke, going through my favorite manga with my favorite Discord group, with my favorite subscribers. All right, with the dogs out. All right, just hanging out with the dogs out. Whatever. You know, just getting silly with it. And you're all just hating on me. Yeah, see, Zach gets it. Zach gets it. What other streamers are willing to do that? Not all of them. Not all of them. Yeah, cool times, he knows. Just chilling. None. Zach knows. None. Anyway. They put a tracker in the hammer. And it's at that place, at this castle. I'm sure that this is not going to end up with like a mirror fight. You know, like a fight in a room full of mirrors kind of thing. That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Like a fight in a room full of mirrors. That'd be badass. There's going to be like a haunted house in there. It's going to be like the Haunted Mansion with Eddie Murphy. You remember that? You remember the haunted mansion with Eddie Murphy? Oh no, like that's like a doppelganger fight. Good in an RPG. Or like some kind of something. The House of Mirrors. Ooh, scary. Very scary. But yeah, that's the end of the chapter, guys. The end of the chapter. Oh, I can only presume how the shit posting stream thing's gonna be today. Oh yeah, they're already started. Oh no, she's got a song for it as usual. Quite right, Nachan. Quite right. That was a good chapter, though. That was a good chapter. You know? Yeah. No, you're right, Yuri. You're right. This is it. This is it. Culminated. Oh, nearly 4,000. Right. We're on 3,915 subs, and that's the level of analysis that I can muster. Although it is midnight. Alright, I see how it is. Alright, we're all just jumping on that. We're all just jumping on that being the analysis peak. Right, okay, guys. Hi, Zenny. Found you, Lenny. Anybody who's not in the Discord, guys, Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member, and you too can be part of the Discord. Very elite group of people, best Dandadan community on the internet. Apparently, that's what they say anyway. You know, it's funny because you don't expect it for Time magazine to be writing about you and like your Discord community and saying it's the best place for Dandadan on the internet, but that might have happened. Might have happened. You don't know. You don't know. It might have. I assume none of you read Time magazine, but because it's in there. Because it is in there. Only a local copy. Only a local edition. So you guys probably can't get your hands on it, to be honest. Limited release. And so it's real. It's real. That's a real thing, that. Yep. So what's the haps, guys? What's the haps? Sorry, I'm just checking something real quick. Excuse me. There you go. We're done with the chapter. We're done with the chapter. I mean, it's been a minute since we did anything tier list related. Do you remember that, guys? You remember the tier list? Yeah, the gig is now over. It's been over for a minute. It's finally quiet. But did you remember the tier list, guys? You know, I was a real engine. I found that was a real engine for growing the community and for growing everybody in the community's kind of bond. You know, I kind of miss it. It was nice to have something to kind of like fall back on like that. I've still got the clothing one to do, but it feels like I've just kind of been falling behind with it. You know, there's just been so many things to jump on. Alright, Yuri, catch you. It was the clothing tier list. It was the clothing tier list that Nachan put together, and I want to get back to that. It's just I feel like every single week since then, there's been something else to also discuss on the Monday. So it's kind of like had to take a back seat, you know, like. I suppose it's just part and parcel to the fact that the anime's coming out, right? Yeah, I think I'll probably just have to start it over again. I also think maybe I should just categorize, like split all of the things out from the get go. Um, yeah, split all of them out into different folders, like week 1, week 2, week 3, and then just go through those each week rather than just randomly picking them. It's a bit of work. I've got a lot of other things that I'm also currently trying to put together. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I'm. Thank you, Nachan. I actually might take you up on that at some point, because there are some things I'm working on in the background. Well, I could also pop them into the weekly discussion section. Quite right. I'll have a little think about it. We've not done an episode tier list yet. It could. I was hoping to kind of maybe see if I could work out a way to kind of work on that with the community in some capacity. But I'll need to think about it as well. Give it a little thinky poo. Yeah, a little thinky poo. Quite right, support. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of different things I'm working on quietly in the background at the moment. A lot of stuff I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about sharing it with you guys. I feel like recently, in order to want to kind of provide it and show it to you guys in the best possible capacity, there have been certain things I've had to keep on the down low, just so that you guys can learn about it in the best possible way. You know what I mean? Kevin's drawing. Ayo, holy shit, that's fucking outstanding, Kevin. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was really quick, dude. Bro, that was really quick. Oh my god. That's cool. Jeez. I haven't really been keeping up with the art channel as much as I would like, but goddamn. Every time I go in there, there's amazing stuff. Oh my lord. Also, I love yours as well, Nachan. I love that as well. That's so good. Anybody who wants to join and see some of this art, guys, Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member, and you too can get some pretty amazing artwork. Nice work, Wolf, by the way. Nice work, Wolf. I didn't notice that you were I didn't know that you were like an art type. That's really good. I've seen angles. Got seen angles. Angle is so talented as well. Like it is beyond me. It's beyond me. Like honestly, I don't know what it is specifically, but I think that she has such a good way of capturing colors. You know, it's just amazing. I'm just so impressed with it all. I'm so glad that we can all kind of like have like a spot for this, because to me it's very important to be able to it's very important for me to be able to kind of like see all of this and uplift it. You know, there are a bunch of things that I'm currently working on, and as a consequence of that, I've been working with some of the people in the community. You'll learn about it soon, I hope. But it's something that in the future I want to just keep working on. I like working with people who are passionate about the thing, you know, and it's been a pleasure so far. And you know, you will you'll learn about it as I'm able to facilitate it, actually, you know, working on some of this stuff properly. But it's very cool. It's very cool, and it's nice to be able to actually work with the community in a real capacity. I don't, like, you know, the channel doesn't make a lot of money, but being able to make sure that people are, you know, feel like like the idea of people, like, if I'm working on something for the channel or anything like that, guys, you know, if it's something that I'm going to be owning in some capacity, it's in, you know, not for posting in the art channel, that's a community thing, but if I'm taking something and working and taking it for the channel, that is something that I want to make sure, especially for artists, is properly remunerated for, because art is work, you know. Art is a lot of work, and it's only fair. Like, I hate the idea of being one of those people that, like, just profits from other people's work, because that's what so many art businesses do. They don't see the value of art, you know. Like, I mean, look at all this creativity. It's crazy to me. But I mean, I'm rambling here. I'm rambling here. Not unhinged hour. Yeah, Brand, that would be wild. No, it was. I just appreciate everybody putting in so much work into the Discord, because it's one of those things that, and I've mentioned it a bunch in the past, it's not really something that I ever anticipated being as active as it is. I thought it would kind of be a dead zone that I would just use as a way to remind people, you know, to go watch my stuff in between uploads, just because, like, YouTube's way of actually notifying subscribers that I've posted is god awful trash. It might as well not exist. And, you know, subscribers as a number is not a very useful testament to success. It's a the reality is that they only care about the recommendation algorithm. Everything else is super secondary. So having subscribers is not bad social proof that you're a bit successful, but it's more so a way of reflecting the your pool of viewership. And that pool of viewership is what really matters. It's not about how many people you got subscribed. So I thought that the Discord would be just a more reliable way of me being able to connect with people that way, to show, oh, the video's released or whatever, just for a bit of engagement. But the whole place is so much more active than I thought it would be, and that's something I never anticipated. But I am always grateful for. You know, it feels like a very, very wholesome community of people. You know, it's fun that we can have fun. Hi, Artemis. I'm actually very close to the end of the stream at this point, but I'm glad to see you. Hi. The Evil Eye. I already spoke about that earlier, Mario, in the stream. Don't know if you are interested in catching the VOD later on, but the Too Long Didn't Read is complete and utter rejection and despair of the world and everybody in it, because it rejected him and hurt all these different people that he felt close to. who shared his struggle, I suppose. Quite well, Artemis. Quite well. Quite warm, too. But I'm probably going to be ending the stream in like a minute. So I'm just going to probably start winding down now, guys. But I'll tell you what. I know I was only gone for like a few days, and it was only 2 streams that were missed. But it felt like a lot. It felt like a lot, and I'm happy to be back at it, guys, because there's always more to talk about. In regards to plans for the channel, everybody, working on a few things in the background. I'm hoping to get that off the floor soon. In fact, I've got a pretty good, fairly open weekend right now. So I might work on some of that stuff while I have the opportunity. Also, things are starting to take shape a little bit now. I've got a couple of different video ideas kicking around in my head for stuff that might be that I might benefit the most from by working on it soon. There's obviously the Retold Season 1 Part 2, which is a little bit on the back burner right now, just because the the previous one didn't take off in any real way, and that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it or I've abandoned the project. I haven't, and I will do it, especially because it's written. But I think I could redo certain bits in the next one to be a little bit more engaging. Also, I think that while we're here during this period of time, I think that it's possible to really put out some relevant content on a fairly regular basis to capitalize from Dandadan's popularity at the moment. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Thank you. And I appreciate the donations, the memberships, everybody. It means the world. Thank you so much. Genuinely, it's incredible. It really is. It's very kind. This has been funny support. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I mean, when it comes to the video content, guys, and one day, maybe one day soon, I'm happy to take the, Dandagang and Yokai Power tier users through a little bit of the back end of the statistics and things like that, just because, I feel like we're on the same journey. They've invested a lot, and I also feel like there's a producer-like element to those roles, right? I feel like you kind of want to know what it is that you're supporting, right? So if that's something that interests people, I'm happy to do that as well. Probably on like a stage or something, I'm not sure. Or even just a video call, but I'd be happy to take people through that in a bit of capacity, just to kind of know what success for the channel looks like, and how you can define different audiences, things like that. That's my bag though, right? I enjoy that kind of stuff a lot. Not just the data element, like Blissy, who enjoys her spreadsheets, but audiences, audience intention, the way that you can determine different audiences via data. That's kind of my bag. It's always been my bag. So if that's something that people are interested in, I'm happy to go through that, provided they're on the right, access level. But just silly things more than anything. However, that's neither here nor there. What really matters is, my point is, some videos are the powerhouse of the channel, right? The powerhouse of the channel are the things that are built for the core audience. That's you guys. The video that you're thinking of right now in your head, if it's one of the retolds, then that's one of the core videos of the channel, right? Those core videos in the channel keep all of you guys. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Yeah, no, he's right. He said it in the strangest way, but he's right. Right? The retolds are what make up the primary content stream of the channel. and they're the powerhouse of the channel. But the things like the OP video bring in new audiences. They bring in new viewers. And if they stick around and enjoy the other content, then they become part of the core. And they become part of the core of the channel as well, like you guys. And that's how we build. It's slow, right? It's slow. I'm not going to deny that. But it's the right way to do it. Because some people only make their videos the ones that are inclined towards growth. And that's fine. If you can come up with a new hit idea every week, that's sick. Problem is, obviously, that it creates a community that only care about getting hot topics every week. And that means that they're not really invested in the channel or the personality behind the channel. They are invested in the content, topical content, and that's totally fine. Sounds exhausting to me. So for me, I like to keep it more balanced towards the core audience. It means that you guys are going to try and stick around a bit longer. And that's the main thing. And it means that we grow slowly. And not every video is going to be tens and tens of thousands of views. Some of them are going to be 10. Some of them are going to be 5. But it means that we can all connect on something, and hopefully keep the channel going for a very long time and not just burn out quickly, which happens all the time. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed the OP videos, Any. I was very proud of that, actually. I was very proud of that. That video came out so well for what it was. I wrote the thing in a day, like 3 hours. I wrote the thing in 3 hours. And then I edited it like over probably like 14 hours. Probably. It was so much work, but it was just really gratifying to make. It was nice to be able to talk about something in a more analytical perspective, visual perspective, rather than just the story perspective. So but yeah, no, it was like a fugue state, yeah. But that's how I tend to work. I like to work in bursts of just getting things done, and then just like rest, right? It's probably not a super healthy way of working, but like, you know, how can you how does one measure how long a project's going to take when it comes to creativity? It's quite a frustrating thing, because it's like you're either in the mindset or you're not. You can't sit and force it. So when the idea is like lightning, but it's like lightning, there's nothing else you can do besides capture it and bottle it to the best of your ability, right? And sometimes you'll mess it up, sometimes it'll be nothing, but it doesn't really matter, because sometimes it won't be, you know. Koga, you, my friend, you've just showed up at the worst time, bud. I'm about to leave, like literally now. So I mean, it's not very long until Monday, guys. It's not very long until Monday. Guys, also the Dandadan and well, no, yeah, the Yokai Power tier, and yeah, the Yokai Power tier and the Dandadan tiers on Discord, Patreon link in the description. Join as a free member on my Patreon to get the Discord link. Best community on the internet for Dandadan. But people in the 2 higher tiers, I welcome thee to take part in the clearing out of stickers and emojis, so that we have more space for season 2 stuff. And beyond that, guys, perhaps we could also slap on the Gigi video at some point this weekend, if you guys are interested in that. It seems like the right time for it, and it's been a minute since we've done something like that as a community. And I've got better internet connection now, so right, okay. I'm glad that you came as well, Koga. You're always welcome here, buddy. Anyway, I'm fucked, so I'm gonna leave now. Oh my god. I'm gonna open a window, like, when this is done. Glad to hear it, guys. I'm glad to hear it, Blissy. Cool. Well, I'll communicate with you all and reconvene on Mount Olympus in regards to that. Long week. Long week. All right, guys. Catch you.